ladies and gentlemen, this is James Goren, and we welcome him to the next podcast number 2. So James, just a bit of a background. Look, he's been through it all, lost it all, had some loans, had some fraudsters come through. He has now gone through the absolute ringer, but right now owns 16 properties. He is a renovation expert that's got a team that's added over $20 million worth of value to homes in Auckland. And right now he is definitely controlling his destiny. So thank you, James, for having me for being on the podcast.
Yeah, welcome. Thanks for having me here.
Very good, very good. So look, James, just to kick things off, I was wondering if you want to just break down a bit of you came here about, I'd say, over 20 years ago. What have you come to New Zealand as, and what were you doing here 20 years back?
Me and the wife, we came here about even before in like 97 as a backpackers, just traveling around, enjoying New Zealand, the beautiful sights, nice people.
Yeah.
And then we thought about it, and we decided to move here in 2002, just to enjoy the lifestyle and take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
And I thought that we kind of arrived to our paradise, and started to look for work when I arrived here. Of course, we had no kids at that stage.
Yeah.
And finding the first job was a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Finally, we started with Wellington because we knew someone, so we were living in Wellington for about 1 year.
Yeah.
And after 1 year and just too many winds and too much weather, I found a job in Auckland in a corporate IT job, and we moved to Auckland. And we're here since then.
There we go.
Enjoying ourselves.
That's awesome. That's very good, very good. And look, in terms of, say, you've gone through, business hasn't been easy. You've been through a few different interesting situations, and I read a bit of your article on one of these the property investor
magazine.
Basically their magazine, and they were talking about the salami method.
Yes.
Basically, how you got you went through a bit of it. Do you mind talking a bit about the salami method and what happened there?
Yeah. Well, so at 2008, after we got a job working, life is just fine, normal. Working for corporate, just buying our first home in Glenfield, little house, 3 bedrooms. And life was just cruisy, nothing special. Finishing work, going to the beach, just very laid back, enjoying. So there was a friends from people that we know, a family, we thought that are friends, and we knew them. We had some vacations together and a few holidays that we celebrate. And he was a businessman and doing on paper and as a show, he seems to be doing well. They rented nice houses, expensive ones, driving nice cars. And I never really understood or knew what he was doing, but it seems like he's doing with IT and he's doing well. And that's okay. You don't dig. And then one day he said that he's trying to recruit more money to his businesses, and because he needs some money for that one, and he's going to borrow money from someone, but eventually at the last moment, the guy pulled off because something happened to him. And it's a great opportunity. It's not an investment, it's just like a loan. So the money is supposed to be coming back, and he get like a little, 1% from the company as a shareholder. There's a little bit of as a bonus, and the money is going back, returning back.
Yeah.
So I never done anything like that before, and I was a bit suspect. But we know them, and you don't think that someone that you know him and you spend vacations or holidays and meals with the family and the kids playing together. It builds trust in you, and everybody's always a bit suspicious. But and then we thought about it, and it's only for 2 months' time, so maybe not too bad. So we did a little contract agreement, and I gave him 50,000 New Zealand dollar as a bank transaction. And then we waited for, after a month or so, and things were not going very well, but not very good. So it was kind of okay. And he needed more money to inject in his business. And and sweet talking me and telling me how great and what great potential it's going to be so awesome, and I managed to transfer another 50K.
Yeah.
And then a few months after that, same story, same things. Look, it's going really amazing. We're on the edge of breakthrough. We're gonna have license of this and that, and eventually he sweet talked me. And the other thing was, if the business is gonna go, if it will not go well, and he won't be pumping more money into it, the business will collapse. It means he won't even be able to repay any of the loan back.
Yeah.
So not even putting more. It's a very, now that I've grown and I understand it, it's such a classic common tricks.
Pyramid scheme.
It's a pyramid scheme, and I was unfortunately part of it. And after a year of living in this situation, we put about close to 200K into it, and as time goes by, I started to suspect him more and did more due diligence and spoke with other people that also lending money, and I kind of understand that he's a bit dodgy. After everything have kind of collapsed, and it got to the point that as a non-return pot, he always was optimistic. He always said that, oh yeah, I'll pay you back. Oh, it's going well. Oh, I have a new investor. There's always a story. He's a very good talker.
Yeah.
And long story short, he is just a pure con man. He took down about many other people, not just me.
Wow.
He owns about $10 million of funds to private people that invest in him and his companies. And he always kind of laughing away and told me, oh, James, don't worry. Your loan is just a small loan. As soon as things going well, I'll pay you first. It's not a problem. Don't worry about it. And of course, I worry about it. And, it's easy to laugh on it now because it's been 13 years or so, 14 years. But I wasn't laughing at all. I was pretty much crying over it. It was a very down time, very depressed time in my life when things were going just really bad. I was becoming from, his best friend to his worst enemy because I had all the time in the world to chase him, to file a claim. I filed a claim in the New Zealand police, IRD, government's newsletter, put an article against him. There was a TV show, like a 60 Minutes, against all of his crimes and things that he had done. So me and the other people have kind of came together, and so it was not great.
Wow.
Not great. Very, very bad time.
Wow.
That was 2008 up to about 2012, but it lasts about 4 years.
4 years. That's
lots of misery.
That is terrible, my word. What were kind of the main learnings that you kind of got out of there after 4, 5, 6 years looking back now?
Well, I think that the main thing, and lots of learning about it, what people can learn about it is, yes, everybody wants to be wealthy and everybody wants to sometimes help their friends and do a few dollars on the way. Money is a funny thing. It's extremely hard to work and save that amount of money, but it's so easy to lose it because it just takes about 1 minute on the computer. You go and you just transfer 100K. And that money is gone. You cannot put it back. You have zero control over it. It's disappeared. But for you to save and accumulate 100K, it takes maybe 10 years. It takes a long time. Second thing I learned is, if someone wants the money, he needs to do investment stuff, go to the bank. Guess what? If the bank not going to support him because he doesn't have security, they've done their due diligence, and the bank are conservative. Nobody wants to lose money. Banks will lend you on property because it's tangible. They can get a grip of it. But businesses, money, investment, it can disappear in no time. There was no guarantee for those loans. Yes, he gave me a check. Nice. It's not even worth a cent. And there's a document. All those agreements, they are useless. They're worth nothing if the guy is... If he can't pay the rent.
He's got no money. Doesn't mean anything.
He always says, you can come, you can take my hand, you can take my car, you can take whatever you want. I want to pay back the money. He never says he doesn't want to. He says, yes, I want to pay and I work very hard. You're my top priority. He always was positive. That's part of the scheme.
Yeah.
And guess what? You can't have a fight with someone that says, yes, I want to pay you.
Yeah.
But I don't have. So what should we do?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's a big pill to swallow. My word.
Yes.
So you've kind of gone down to the depths of kind of the worst time possible. And then you've kind of slowly made your way out of there, and you started to look into more the personal investment journey. And how does that start how did that start into?
The investment actually didn't quite start because of that. During the time, especially, I always would have been happier if the money had been gone because of investing money in a company that was in the Twin Towers, and the company just disappeared.
Yeah.
Nothing you've done wrong. It's not in anyone's control. So, in 2012, I was still working in corporate, good-sized company here in Auckland, New Zealand company that had been bought by an American company. And we were working on big project that each product is about 3-4 years as a turnover, millions of dollars for the company, not for me. And then 2012, the American company decided to cut some heads in New Zealand to save costs, be more efficient.
Yeah.
So a company of 160 people, they just came there overnight, got everyone to a room, says, look, we going through some tough time, and we are putting a list of like a Schindler list of 40 people.
Wow.
That all of them are going to be redundant in about 2 days' time. So you have 2 days to think about it.
Yeah.
It's not like there's much to think about it.
Yeah.
So I came with a very strong case of convincing why I need to stay in the company and how I'm important. And I talked with all the managers, and I somehow put a lot of pressure, and I managed to escape that massive redundancy. So I was the only one out of 40 people that managed to escape it. So I've been saved to, live to die another day.
Yeah. Wow.
One of the James Bond things. And also good fan. So I managed to escape that one, but boy, that was a kick in the guts. That was a massive, massive wake-up call for me. And that made me, because it's not enough losing so much money, but if I'm going to lose my job, that's it. I won't be able to pay my mortgage, my payments. I have 2 young daughters.
Wow.
That's it. It's like we're going to sell the only house we have.
Wow.
Now, going back to the 200K that I lost. So before anyone is getting excited of, I wish I could lose 200K if I have to. No, I did not have 200K, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So what I've done, I've been completely silly. So I took 100K from I increased my mortgage by 100K. So I took 100K from my mortgage, and 100K I borrowed that money from my mom. So and I just blew up the whole lot.
Wow.
So that was even worse. So it's not like I had 200K cash.
Yeah.
I had mortgage, and I just had even a bigger mortgage.
So you're in debt, 200K in the red.
Plus my mortgage on the house, it was about 300K. So my debt was just getting bigger. And
half a mil of debt 15 years ago.
Oh yeah. And at the time I was working in a corporate, I think my salary was about 70K.
Yep.
Before tax and everything. So imagine, and having a household and not much money left for 70K even 15 years ago. So that big redundancy made me to start thinking about a lot of things. So I stayed in the company, and I knew that in about 3 or 4 years' time, because I have a crystal ball, and I know it's going to happen again, and it's going to be another line of redundancy. But this time I knew, okay, that's it. Wake up. You have 3 years to do whatever to get ready, because it's going to happen again. And I started to think, what shall I do with this? And the funny thing is, all my friends and people around me saw how much energy I was putting to chase this guy and try to chase my money. And everybody was always saying, the local joke was, oh, James, if you would spend that amount of energy setting up a business, you'll be doing very well. And maybe they are correct, but I was very unhappy and very depressed because of it. So talking with people, property market was starting to go wild in 2012. A friend of mine that was used to invest in property before my time, he told me, a great guy, Elon, his name, not Elon Musk, but not too far, a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He told me he had about 3 or 4 properties at the time. He says, look, James, in a way, I woke up a plan. In 5 years' time, I'm going to retire because of this idea of how to buy properties and how to rent them and getting cash flow. He was just doing it, and so he was very excited. He was selling a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who actually listened to him. And the funny thing now, 10 years down the track, I'm pretty much done and dusted. I've done myself. I could retire if I want right now.
Yeah.
He's still working in corporate, and he has his 5 properties, so it was like nothing about it. So I told him, wait, what's happening? I thought you're going to retire. We're going to go for a trip doing something. He's still doing very well, and I'm about to help him doing his first development soon next year.
Oh, great.
So back to the concept is I got into property investment. I took some mentoring. I got into Appia. I started to read lots of books. I started to talk with heaps of people and sucking like pretty much everybody's brain.
Yeah. Who are the top mentors in terms of books for you?
Well, everybody started with Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Everybody's reading books and looking at what kind of people and gurus online, and so there's lots of that. I was finding Ron as well. That is an excellent mentor, and talking with other friends that were in property, talking with people from Appia, people from Ron's book, people from I don't know, everyone that had. He had 2 or 3 properties, and I had nothing. I thought to myself, he's like a little god. Please tell me.
just immersing yourself with anyone who's got that, who owns a property, the next level up, because
because I have 0. I have only 1.
0.
They have 3. So how do you do it?
Yeah.
Now 10 years down the track, I managed to build a portfolio of 16 properties.
16. Wow.
A portfolio of 20 million. But it wasn't just building it; it was how to build it. That's the because it took me about 9 years to get there.
9 years, okay, 9 years. Wow.
But how to do it? That's the whole magic. That's the special sauce.
So you, through your career, you've kind of figured out the strategies to actually boost value in very creative ways in property, and that's kind of probably the key of actually creating a lot of equity so that you can use that equity to refinance and buy another property in the future. And you talk a lot about, say, the flow improvement of property, and what type of things are the main things that you kind of look at when you look at a property to create more equity? What are you, as a broad overview? And
I'll answer this one, but just before, the thing with property investment that it's amazing. It's a very, very innovative market, and there's so many people. And what's beautiful about it, everybody's doing something different. And if they're doing the numbers correctly, they are winning. So there's no one strategy that is working. I know hundreds of people, especially from Appia, and there's so many different ways, and everyone has his own formula. So what I found that is working for me, but it's a very, very personal thing. And it's also depend on your mindset, financials, and vision. I went for equity. Quite a few investors are going for cash flow. I went for equity. And I went for good properties, like the worst house in the best streets in central Auckland suburbs. That's what I've been educated, and I've seen how it works and how the value are going well, because the ceiling, the glass ceiling is quite high, and if you find a property that can enhance the performance and the value of it, you can actually push it quite high. And so the way the strategy in general, it's all about buying things about same market or a little bit under the market value. And you don't yes, everybody wants to buy a bargain and you make your money when you buy the property. I heard it many times. But not all the properties that I have purchased were undervalued. Some of them are just bottom normal market value. And the reason is because I knew how I can make 200K of equity or 200 to 300K of equity on that property. So if another person buys it and he spends, say, 500K, it's worth 500K. And but I knew how to make it to 700K. And now the idea is that I thought it's a bit of a hack at the beginning, but I checked it out, talked with the validators, and confirmed that. So it's all about reconfiguring the properties. I started with buying a 1-bedroom unit and converting to 2-bedroom units, and then I moved to 2-bedroom units and making it into 3-bedroom units. But and then I bought a house. Suddenly, I moved from a unit to a house, and the house I bought, same, it was 2-bedroom house, 78 square meter. 2-bedroom, and I made it into 2.5-bedroom. And it's full of renovation. So going through this strategy, but it's not just that. It's sort of, I won't say it's a well-known thing, but I'm not the only one doing it. But what I did realize, coming from engineering background with the double degree and specializing in process in manufacturing, so there's a process of property investment, and most people, I realized very quickly that they buy something. I ask them a question about what did you buy, what are the numbers, what's going to be your new valuation, and they just don't know. They say, I think maybe. So I see a lot of investors, and they're just gambling. They buy something, they think, they hope for the best. They change the toilet seats, they might change the carpet, paint the wall, and off we go. Rent it out. No. This is definitely not the way. So I didn't realize that the goddess on this journey is the validators, because they are the guy that will eventually will officially tell you what the value of the property is. Isn't it? So why are we going through all this process, committing, buying, renovating, this and that, coming to the validators with closed eyes and hoping the best? I hope it'll be okay. So I reverse engineered the whole process, and I started to hook up with people, validators, and try to figure out what's happening, how it's happening, and what to do. And so all the properties that I've purchased, including the last one in Devonport and properties beforehand, on the purchase day, I knew exactly what I'm going to do, what is the market in the area for 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom or 5-bedroom, and if it's going to be the next year up, what the value is going to be, what the rent is going to be before or after, if it's a 2-bedroom or if it's a 3-bedroom or 3 or 4 or 5. So I knew all the numbers. So when I bought the property, the last one was interesting in Devonport. Bought a standalone house. It's a full do-up and reclad. 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, very rundown, and it went to an auction, and I picked it up for $1,050,000. Okay, I spent about $200K in the renovation there. I used my own team, renovation team, and I'll explain how this happened. Where this renovation team came from, and the new valuation was 1.7 after I finished it. And I knew it's going to be 1.7 because I've done my homework. So it gives you.
So did you add bedrooms to that one, or what did you actually do?
Actually, no. On this one, I did not. I actually added an ensuite.
Oh, really?
Into a very luxury.
So it's just
house.
Through luxury renovation, you added around
renovation.
$600,000 or $650,000 of value to that property.
Yes.
Wow.
And I've done it on units where I was adding bedroom. On average, on my own properties, I'm adding about 40 to 50% in less than 2 months, in about 7-8 weeks. And I have repeated that thing again and again, times through the entire property.
And when you get the new bedroom, you'd have to speak to council to get them to tick it off.
We do everything. There's ways to do those things. There's a processes. You need to understand the building code. You need to understand what's allowed, not allowed, and what make a bedroom to be qualified. So there's a list of things that need to be done, and you need to understand if it's sometimes you need to apply for bill consent, sometimes it's exempt. So we know those things. So that's how I started. And when I bought my first unit, was even a bit of a story. Was 1-bedroom in Mission Bay, fully done up, fully renovated. I went there, I bought it. It was enough space, 50 square. We could have had a bedroom. Bought the property from the investors, and was a brand new kitchen, not even an omelette. Nothing's been done in it. After I bought it, I gutted the whole lot. I got a builder at the time, was the first time. I got in touch with the kitchen company, and I says, you guys have built up a kitchen here in Thatcher Street in Mission Bay.
Yeah.
They say, yeah, what's wrong with the kitchen? I said, no, it's okay, nothing wrong. I just want you guys to, remove the kitchen that you've just installed, and I want to move it to another room. Because I was trying to save the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because it was brand new.
Yeah.
He's like, no, we just installed this kitchen 2 weeks ago. We are not demolishing it. Hang up the phone. That was so funny.
Wow.
Eventually, we demolished the kitchen by ourselves.
Oh, wow.
And what happened is that after I went really hard. I took all the negative energy I had from losing money and being not happy I just put everything into property. That was like my number one priority.
That was like your therapy.
Number one priority. And I went 24/7 looking for this 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
I did everything that it takes to make it work. In the first 2 months of me in the market, when I built up my courage, scary to build those properties portfolio, about 5 units in 2 months' time.
5 units, 2 months.
Yeah, because I was even changing the LVR time, and I was like, oh, I need to go fast.
Yeah.
The last property of those 5, I didn't even have pre-approval. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And I got it 2 months into the future. I put it on my wife's birthday. I went back home and says, hey, honey, we bought another property. And she's like, oh, that's nice.
Wow.
I put it on your birthday. She said, oh, wow, that's so nice. And there's only one problem. What happened? Oh, we don't have a pre-approval. We don't have a mortgage. So we better finish our renovation and refinance and do it quickly. We have 2 months to get it sorted. And we did.
Wow. So you renovated that one as well?
Oh, all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened is every investor is coming to and hitting his glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Meaning that you have too much equity but not enough serviceability.
Yeah.
But at that stage, I started to get a name for myself because people have heard how much equity. Normally, people are adding about 10-20% of equity. And how does James add 50%? So what is he doing different? So I've been invited to put my story in front of investor groups, and people have approached me and says, James, I have this property. Can you help me to do it up? I want to boost up the value. And they say, yeah, I guess I can. I was still working in corporate, and I was just starting to help them in the background. Yeah. And using my skills as a process engineer, I streamlined the process. It will be every time it got better and better, so it can run and be very organized. And I decided to help one person and then another person, and I built up a team around it of people with a good traders that have a good mindset of properties and understanding. And as time goes by, it grew up into quite a big operation, and that's why it's called the Renovation team.
Renovation? So you got a team of 50 plus
50 plus, yeah.
Wow.
Because it's all about a good teamwork. That's why it's called the Renovation team. It doesn't call James Construction. Yeah. Because it's not about me. I'm the guy. I'm helping everyone. I'm doing the paste, and the team are amazing, and they're the one doing the job. I help them, I guide them, I put the paste. So it's a good cooperation of a teamwork that you're helping, working together, supporting each other. Yeah. It works well.
And how many renovations do you do through the year, as in volume wise?
On average, about 25 houses. So we specialize in full do-ups. We are working a lot with investors, but we're also working with a lot of homeowners. Just finished 2 big houses for homeowners. With property investors, that's definitely where we ace, and we have a very good grip on the market and how to add value. That's why we even had a bit of a TV show on Sky TV 2 years back.
Oh, really?
Called Adding Value.
Lovely.
So there's a few episodes on YouTube that we show like a real case studies of how it happened.
So kind of the whole strategy that you've kind of worked towards is kind of work out your end values, number one, because then you can actually see how much value you can create and know what you're going to create at the end product. How many bedrooms are going to be there? Look at it from the value point of view rather than just do the renovation, hope you're going to get a result at the end of the day.
Exactly. And one of the biggest mistakes, and I see it with investors, pretty much all of them, how shall I put it in different words? when people are looking at renovation, they always look at it as a negative things, as a bad thing. Say, oh, so we need to renovate it. Yeah, it's going to be a builder, it's going to be a plumber, it's going to run away. They look at it as the renovation is not the goal. The goal is to boost up the value for you to buy the next property. Renovation is a step in a way. And the renovation, the way I look at it, I don't look at it as hassle. I actually look at it as an investment. Because the return on investment on those renovation, on average, I don't know, I like numbers. I have a database of 200 plus jobs that we have done. And on average, it's about, on any dollars that it's been spent, is about 3.6 back. So the return on investment is more than 300%.
360%. So you put 100K in, you get 360 back.
On average. And that's amazing. I would park all my money in a place if I know it's going to go 3 folds up. So for me, doing those smart targeted renovation in one focus is to boost the value to the max that it's possible. So I don't look at the renovation as, okay, my budget is only 70K or 80K or 90K. I look at what is necessary to put it to this property, to push it to the next level up, and to really maximize the value. So I can have great tenants. The average of the rent went up by $140 per week. So if it's 500, it jumps to about 640 on average of hundreds of properties. Imagine yourself as a landlord. How long will it take you to get $100, $140 per week extra? You need to wait what, $20, $30 every year? You need to wait what, 7-8 years?
7 years.
This is shorter up, waiting 8 years, 7 years in 2 months.
In 2 months, wow.
So you can move forward. The whole idea is to keep moving forward and forward and forward.
But
everyone can buy only one property, leave it there, park it, go to sleep. You wake up in 20 years' time, you'll be okay. But you can only have maybe one or two.
So it's the two levers are how much cash flow you come in at, and then how much deposit you've got. So if you've got deposit there, but your cash flow is really low, then the bank won't give you any more servicing.
So you need to improve. It's an excellent point. It's always a balance, a very fine balance between equity and cash flow. And always you're short by one of them, because if both of them will be good, you can buy forever. But we're all getting to this certain glass. So you need to sometimes improve your cash flow or equity. And because I focus a lot of equity, the amount of equity I have is, it's great. So I'm not short by equity, because equity is the deposit for the next property. Cash flow is for the bank to approve that. And there's a way to improve the cash flow. When I started and I was in a desperate situation, I even cut my neighbor's loan. I had two neighbors. I went and I cut the loan. I got $60 a week cash, just to improve the cash flow. Now I have a loanman. He's doing my own loan.
Very good. You don't do the lawns anymore? No.
I do, but sometimes.
So what would you be telling let's say someone hasn't bought anything yet, they've got a bit of a deposit, they've got $100,000, or they're looking to try and buy their first add value opportunity. What would you be saying in terms of mindset or strategy? What should they be doing?
Great question. Look, it's a very, very, very close debate in the market. Quite a few people invest in Auckland, same as myself, for equity. Some people invest outside of Auckland for cash flow. Getting, say, 10%, 15%, 12% cash flow outside of Auckland, it's very hard. And nobody going to area that they are so, and the places are so, and you rent by room, and it's very hard to manage, and it's very different environment, very different feeling, very different vibe in those places. Let's assume you're going to have $100 positive cash flow per week. Hippie hey, is that going to make you wealthy, rich? Let's say you have $10,000 cash flow per year. Very soon you're going to hit your glass ceiling again. So if you can only buy, say, one or two because your job, your cash flow, your personal cash flow is not very high, let's put it this way. If you can only buy one property, would you rather buying something in some one-man horse town that you can get, in theory, say 10K cash flow per year with really no much equity. If the place is vacant, it'll be hard to find another person and the value doesn't go much higher quicker and there's nothing you can do. Or you buy one property in Auckland, central location, good location. And if you buy it well and you know how to do and you know what needs to be done, you can create 200K of equity. So how many people making 200,000 New Zealand dollar in 2 months?
Yeah.
So you rather have 200,000 of equity, or you rather have, say, 10K cash flow in your pocket.
Yeah.
My selection is definitely going for equity. You can't do it forever, and you can't buy infinite amount of those because it will be more harder on the cash flow. My property is doing about 6% on. That is okay. It's not bad. The moment is...
That's your portfolio.
Across the portfolio.
Yep.
But it's okay because I balance it.
Yeah.
And I have my mechanism systems. It doesn't... But I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of equity. If I'll have my portfolio outside and it'll be making 10%, that is good. That's also good. But I feel more comfortable generating more equity. But the idea is to somehow average it, is to have, 1 or 2 equity properties and maybe 1 or 2, 3 cash flow properties so they can balance themselves.
Yeah.
That's the theory. That's the theory if you can make it work.
Yeah, I see. Okay, very good. So what is the next steps with your portfolio? Is it just keep it running, or you're looking to add properties in the next, say, 10 years to it? Or
I'm still active. I just finished last year my second big development project. Managed to buy a full site in Remuera about 4 years ago.
Yep.
And now we have built 7 luxury townhouses in Remuera, on Remuera Road.
Yeah.
And that gave us it's a big value of equity and cash flow. So for development project as a build to hold, that one is generating 6%.
6%?
On a brand new. Even commercial don't give you 6%.
Wow. How much would you, if you could sell one of those Remuera townhouses, how much would the market value for one of those be?
Depending which one of them, but it's about between 1.2, 1.3 to about 1.7, the one in the fund.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's about close to $11 million of equity that we generate.
Wow.
So this is the next level up. You started with a unit, small unit, and you go to a little house, and then you buy another house with a cross lease.
Yeah.
Now, don't think that I went to this project, and I've done another one before, so this is definitely a big one, big numbers, big loans as well.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting to this happy chappy, like, oh, that's cool. I was like super scared, and I was like hesitating, and I was like asking questions, and I was checking things, and I was doing my numbers like every single day. I had like 20 Excel sheets, and I spoke with the architects, and it took me 1 year to get my heads around of what to do it and how to do it, and how to organize the finance, and the numbers are so big that you're so scared that it's just overwhelming, and you just can't be scared anymore because the numbers and the debt, it's all in the millions. So if you own $100 for your friends, you'll be like, oh shit, I need to pay back. Yeah. Okay. But if you own millions, it's different again.
Yeah, different ball game.
Well, wow. But it's all self-contained, all hold itself. It's working well. The income is good. The tenants are amazing. The project came up really, really well. My valuation was even higher than I expected.
Wow. And
my rent was higher than I expected.
Wow.
So everything that I learned in those the last 8-9 years, I put on my thoughts and thinking into it, and it came really, really well. And now we're going to start doing a friend of mine development next year.
Yep.
And there's another guy that we're assessing his side as well. So
I see. So would you look to do? So you're basically you're shifting more into the development.
Now into the development, yeah, that's it. No more units.
No more units.
No more cross leases. Only full sites.
Really, only full site.
That's it.
Because
only
you can create $2, $3, $4 million of equity on the project.
Exactly.
On one deal.
But you can't go to step number 7 if you didn't went through step number 1 and then number 2 and number 3. Now, going back in time, if I would buy something, I wouldn't improve the value. Just leave it as is. there's no way I would have done it. The only reason that I managed to do it is I managed to create a lot of equity in all those little properties, and then I accumulate all the equity, and I have enough equity to buy a site.
Yeah.
And when I bought the site and we did the valuation, and we managed to have enough equity to go to a second-tier lender to borrow money to do development. And then it had lots of value, and we managed to take it and to refinance it to a bank. I had 3 approvals from 3 different banks who were happy to take this project and to finance it.
Wow.
So
after the build was finished.
After the build, yes, of course.
And what loan to value? How much of the loan was it? 50-50 loan to value? Or?
Yeah, it was exactly.
Really?
It was exactly 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
So you've created so much equity that you're 50-50, and
so
it's kind of cash flow. Was it cash flow positive, that project?
If you look at the investment only, yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
If you look at just the investment and the loan.
Wow. That's really good.
My suggestion to people, yes, that is possible.
Yeah.
James have done it. I'm not any different, or I'm not any special, but I was putting my guts into it. I was putting a lot of thinking down. I missed many birthdays of my kids.
Wow.
If I have an auction and I have my kid's birthday, which one am I going to choose? The auction.
The auction.
Yes, of course, the auction. Okay, so the kid's birthday and, some balloons and cakes, we'll do it in the evening.
Yeah.
I'll take you. We'll do such a great deal on the auction day that I'll take the whole family on the next week just because of this great deal we've done. We'll go to Australia. We'll do the celebration over there.
Yeah.
On the harbour beach.
Yeah.
Way cooler. So I was putting my priority on getting the deal, doing the business. If I need to sleep less, eat less, doesn't matter what, it needs to be done. Then I can chill out. I miss many barbecues. Many friends will think that I'm too busy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Now I have many times and they're busy.
Yeah, that's it.
Trying to earn a dollar.
How, in terms of not giving up, how many different deals were you putting offers on or looking at to actually get one? What was that? How much volume did you have to go through?
Yeah, that's a good question. The honest thing, I hate look at properties. I don't like to chase and look properties. Yes, I do it, but it's nice. It's like a game. It's like a treasure hunt game.
Yeah.
But I don't find a great joy doing it. So it takes me. And look, I scan a lot of properties online, but when I find, so I become very good to filter down to exactly what's going to work for me, because most of the properties you can't just add bedrooms and add that because it's been designed for a certain task.
Yeah.
So it's a very small amount of I think it's about maybe 2 or 3% of the entire stock that you can actually add a lot of value to them.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of online time because I don't want to start driving between properties. I drove, I saw hundreds of properties, but now when I buy property, I do my homework. I pinpoint the properties, the one I like. You'll be surprised, I haven't put a lot of sales and purchase agreement. I haven't signed many of those.
Yeah.
I signed, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30. Because when I do it, I know this property is going to work. I've done the numbers and I'm going hard and I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I lost it, but most of the time when I go to an auction, I don't go and I don't bust the market with 40, 50 sales and purchase for silly, ridiculous price that everybody's going to hate you. I'm always putting a fair price, but I know I buy it on a fair price, but I know I can make a lot of equity. I know that, but they don't know it. But I'm buying it on a good market rate that is fair and the buyer is going to be happy. So I don't go to the spam approach. So when I go for it, I go hard. I know it's going to work and I'm buying it.
Yeah. Because there are other people that would put hundreds and hundreds of sale and purchase agreements out. And it'll take hours and hours, whereas you're just focused on do the numbers, work out the figures, and then you've got to pay relatively fair, but you can see a huge amount of value you can make. In
this market, it's a small market. You need to be fair. It needs to be win-win-win. You need to win. Real estate needs to be happy, and the vendor, the buyer, the seller needs to be happy. And I never bought anything from anything that was not happy. I was going through auction or negotiation. I always go for a fair price. Sometimes the properties are just very basic and run down, and they're happy to sell it for me because they just don't know what to do with the property. I know I like cockroaches. It's nice. If it's smelly and stinky, it's great because many people would be not happy, but I know what to do with it.
That's the opportunity to create lots of value over there.
I even bought a burnt house. about 3 years ago, house physically got burned, and we took it, did it up. Most people didn't want to touch it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. With your renovation team, if someone wants to kind of add value to their property, what type of what do you guys provide in your team, and what do you kind of do for the renovation team, or how do you get involved with people?
So how we work with homeowners or property investors, I think one of the reasons we managed to accumulate about 85,000 views, and it could only be 5,000 if it's 4,000, I feel is a failure.
Yeah.
It's things that to be very clear at the beginning. People need to know what they're getting, the package that we provide, what's included, what's not included, working up a plan. So lots of preparation. So we spend a lot of preparation time, and then we go forward and we do the jobs and make sure the customer is happy. But we're not going from the approach of if a customer wants to do particular things, I'm trying to understand, okay, what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And sometimes people want to do something, but they're trying to achieve something different. So I help them with trying to understand what's happening with them, what's happening with their life, what they're trying to achieve. And I give them a very wide support, just through the duration of everything that they try to do and achieve. We work up what's the plan, what's good for them, and then we build up a package. We always go for we provide a fixed price and a fixed duration, so we don't go on a charge ups and this and that, and we should be right. Lots of great scope of work, and we just stick to our words, and there's no extras or charge ups, or on time, on budget, and happy customers. Very simple.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good. That's very good. Look, I think that we've had a lot of different, lot of content over here. So thank you, James, for all the information. Any last, if you were to look back the last 10 years, is there anything that you kind of would tell yourself or give yourself advice over the last 10 years in terms of providing value?
I think that everything that I've done, I actually spend a lot of thinking time, so I don't really have any regrets. I think maybe one regrets I had that I had a full site and house in the front and house in the back. The house in the back was going for an auction and it got sold. I could have bought it, but it was a little bit more expensive at the time. They wanted about 820.
Yeah.
I should have bought that house regardless, almost regardless, and I didn't bought it. And now I feel so because I could have had a site for development. But in general, there was nothing really. I think that what I would say and recommend to all the investors or new investors is just do it once, do it right, and get it over with, rather than trying to do all kind of Mickey Mouse tricks and this and that, and trying to make things that don't make sense and cut corners. Those things never really paid off. There's a great way, and you can definitely make money and wealth if you do things properly. So don't do anything dodgy.
Don't do anything dodgy.
It comes back to you. It's like a karma. It'll bite you back, and there's no point. Be nice, be honest, simple.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Very good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Excellent.